Hello and welcome to Bay of Fundy Fortunes. My name is Natalie. I'm an empath, intuitive card reader, and a visionary as well. And I'm here this evening, a day or two late, but sorry about that, to do the sign of Taurus the Bull for August 2018. Before I begin, let me just do my plug here for intuitivecandles.com. Tonight I'm burning lemon meringue pie. I've been starving all night because it stirs the appetite. 100% soy-based candles. 40-hour clean burn. When the wax melts down, you're left with beautiful reveals. And I just put out a brand new reveal video tonight from my lemon meringue pie candle. And I got another Tree of Life, only this one I don't have. I have the stone. I don't have the cage on it. Mine are all, they're all round basically. This one here is teardrop shaped. Very, very beautiful. I think that's a aventurine stone that's inlaid with it. They're just beautiful. Anyway, that's what you get. They're running a special right now very quickly as well, just to let you know. 10% off your orders if you use the promo code BOFF10. It stands for Bay of Fundy Fortunes and the number 10. So it's BOFF10. Go to intuitivecandles.com and use the promotional code to get 10% off your order. Now let's get right in here to your shuffle. Beautiful summer night here. I've been sitting and doing the readings, and the moon's been part of the readings. It's just absolutely stunning. So beautiful. For those of you that are new, this is a 5-card spread. First card is your overall energy. Second card is your wealth and finances. Third card is your hearth, your home, your family, intimate love. Fourth card, should there be any challenges for the month of August. And your fifth card is your message from Spirit. This reading is always and always are with Bay of Fundy Fortunes. It's for all three signs. This is your sun sign, your moon sign, and your rising signs. One round through. I'll make sure they're shuffled up good. I'm going to cut the deck. As this deck stands are the top 5 cards, the cards that are meant for the Taurus General Free Public Reading. Of the top 5 cards, the cards that are meant for the August 2018 reading for Taurus the Bull. Yes or no? That's a yes. Good. Good, 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 good. I'll pull the camera down so you guys can see your spread. Oh, it's much better. Very first, oh my goodness, look what you got to open your reading with. Your overall energy. My goodness, it's just like hitting a jackpot. Oh my goodness, that's beautiful. Your next card. That's good. King of Wands and your health, your wealth and your finances. Third card, your hearth and your home. Beautiful. Understanding. We've got the King of Cups. It's the King of Cups, yeah. Fourth card, your challenges, should there be any. 5 of Wands, competition. Your fifth card and your final card, your message from Spirit. The Queen of Pentacles. And kindness. Look at all this kindness and hope and understanding. My goodness. That's not bad, Taurus, anyway. There's your reading. And there we go. I'll put you guys back too far. It'll be all crooked and hard on the eyes. Alright. This is your overall energy. That's not half bad. That's not shabby at all, I tell you that. One moment, please. When this card shows up, first thing it does for you, Taurus, it acknowledges for some of you, remember it's a general reading, this may not resonate with you at all. Some it will. First thing that the star does, what she does is she's acknowledging, all right, she's saying, I see where you just came through, I see where you've come from, and I see you coming out this way. You've survived it. You're coming out the other end of something that you've gone through. Everything that you've gone through is now dissipating, and you're now starting to feel some hope. A lot of hope. Regaining your belief again that hope is real, that there is hope. It's not, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not an infinite place of hurt. You can move on from whatever this. You've worked through it. Now it's time to get started again and get back in your life and back into the driver's seat of your life. You leave the heartache behind, the conflict behind, and gaining every day a new understanding of this surge, and it almost feels like a stranger and you're meeting it for the first time, is hope. You didn't have that a while back. You felt there wasn't any hope, which is really sad. It's just for a few of you now, remember. What you're being encouraged to do here is to trust more in the universe, and if you do, healing can take place within you and where you've come from. You've worked your way through it, but yes, there's still a healing process that needs to be continued on through, and that will be an ongoing thing, but you can't let that hold you up now. Not after where you've come from and whatever it is that you've been through. Heartache, whatever it is. There's also a card about a lot of personal growth. Well, of course there is, if you've just come through some kind of a chaos or upheaval or heartbreak or heartache or anything like that is kind of shaking the core of your life up. There's going to be growth, all right, and it's hard earned too. Didn't come easy. Lessons learned. You're going to be developing, for some of you, creating some new patterns in your life that are more conducive to what's good for you, that are more to make your life richer, to make your life with more purpose. We tend to set patterns. We do. We set patterns up for ourselves, whether we realize that or not. And you're going to be setting up some new ones. You're probably going to be developing a whole new way of thinking. I just heard that somebody that's just worked their way through a hard time and heartache had absolutely no idea what this side of life was like. This is your first heartbreak, your first heartache. And you kind of like couldn't figure out people before. You're a little like cold about it, unfeeling about it, a little judgmental when you've seen other people going through breakups, and basically it's a stage of grief is what it is. And people that are grieving or heartbroken, they're not well. It becomes a physical thing. It's mental, it's emotional, it's physical. It just eats you up from the inside out. It hurts to breathe. It becomes very physical. And for somebody out there, you had no idea what these people were going through, not an inkling. Now you do. It's not pretty, is it? No, it isn't. You've got some healing to do. Rich lessons learned for you, which is giving you a maturity and a big growth spurt in your life too. It's taught you more compassion, more understanding, not to be judgmental of people. You've learned some really deep, rich, everlasting, interchangeable, reusable lessons. The worst things that we go through in our lives is where we learn the richest lessons. Truly is. It's not anything any one of us want to run out and go get, that's for sure. But for some people, you have to go through that because you have to. It'll make sense to you down the road in your life. It'll make sense later on. It's almost like a rebirth for somebody here. It's going to change your whole life. Really and truly. When this card shows up, though, this is as good as the Wish card. The Ace of Cups rolled into one. It's beautiful. When she shows up, no matter where you've come from, all right? No matter where you've been, no matter how deeply you're hurting, even when you feel so, I love this saying because it's so true, you feel so far down that you have to reach up just to touch bottom. You don't get any lower than that. That's a pretty bleak and very dark place to be. But you're going to come through it. And this card shows up for you, Taurus. It's here to tell you that everything's going to be just fine. All right? Have faith in that and hold on to that. Everything is going to be fine. You're going to get through this. You may feel like you're not. You feel like you're going to die. You feel like you want to die. Right? We're all there at one time or another. And everything's going to be fine. That's why this card is showing up. I'm not pacifying you saying, there, dear, it's going to be all right. When this card shows up, that's exactly literally what it means. And you're not to give up and you're to hold on. Things are going to get better. They really are. You're going to feel better. You will. Trust more in the universe. You'll find a lot of healing right there. You really will. I could go on. I wish I could go on forever and I wasn't under time constraints. I am. They're on my own. But I mean, there's other readings to get out, and I'd love to tell stories that could, probably instill some hope. Maybe I'll do a video someday about that. How to hold on to hope and your communications, your relationship with the universe, how important that is, how magical it is. It truly is. The advice of this card, just to keep it simple, to keep it easy, is for you to follow your heart and respect your inner knowing. Listen to your intuition and pay attention to the lessons that you've learned. All right? That covers your inner knowing. Your keywords for this card are, for some, la-la-dee-da-da, creativity, going on their merry way. Dreams, hope that dreams will be realized. For some of you, they will. That's why she's here. Intuition is another keyword. Healing is another keyword. Spiritual path, rebirth, and like I said, the final word on her is wishes. That's pretty cool stuff. That's your overall energy. That's a heavy card. That was a long card. Your next card is the King of Wands. He's all about practicality. I'm hearing just keep your feet on the ground. Deal with reality. Stay in the now. This affects your private, your bank account is a practical thing in your life, right? Your job, that is the reason there's an existence of a bank account for you, is a practical thing as well. And he's the king of practicality. There may be a little bit of, is it even a word, analism? Is that a word? Analism? Somebody being very, very anal, very, very methodical, very order-oriented, to the point where they are anal about it. They keep a close eye on their bank account. They watch it increase. They've got the system. Nerd. There we go. Somebody that's like kind of nerdy. They've got this system when it comes to their job, their paycheck, right down to the last penny, what's taken out for taxes, blah, blah, blah. And then you have your money divided up a certain way. I mean, we all do this, but this person's over the top. They really go over the top with it. It's to the extreme. They have a plan. If it's a man, he's a man on a mission, and a financial mission at that. Paying attention to details is highly important as well. Then there's the other side. Some of you are very, very open-minded and very dynamic, as this king sometimes is. Very open-minded, very dynamic, very colorful. There's usually a lot of people involved. There's usually a lot of people from different areas involved here. What has that got to do with? I don't know. I won't lie. I won't bluff. I'm sure I could come up with probably 5 or 6 things right off the cuff, and nobody'd know any different. But I don't understand. Travel comes up with this card. You're being encouraged to stay in contact with coworkers, with friends from before. Keep your communication base wide and diverse, especially with the people. There is a diversity of people there in your life. You've got a bigger plan. Like I said, you're someone on a mission, and that could include a lot of people that you know. Therefore, it's important you keep your contacts very, very fresh. You keep in touch with everybody the best you can, as often as you can, because you're seeing value there. Not using people, but we have to have people that we use as stepping stones to help us along our way, and that's basically what's going on here. And somebody's got big plans, okay? That's what this card is all about. You're being encouraged here with this card because this is a fire sign card, of course, right? We're looking at wands here. That means passion, especially where it comes to the king. Passion is riding high here. That is the driving force behind keeping a certain way of life that you become accustomed to. And you want to keep it, not just keep it that way, but see it grow and become more than it already is. Big dreams going on with this card here. Big wishes. Tapping into your powers of manifestation. You may study up on that even more than you already do. And realizing the belief that, you know, for a big part of our lives, we are in the driver's seat. Explore your passions is the advice of this card. Keywords are energy and creativity, power, wisdom, passion, freedom, and openness with this card. What I feel off this card is somebody sitting down and making some serious plans for their future, their financial future. There's something going on here with somebody. Like I said, you're almost nerd-like. Adorable, I'm sure, but nerd-like. Okay. Anal was the first word that came to mind with that. You could drive people crazy around you over it, but they'll love you anyway, and maybe that's just the way you are. Paying attention to detail, leaving no stone unturned, tempting yourself with different avenues to get to where you want to be financially. But it's somebody making some long-term plans, and boy, oh boy, oh boy, you're detail-oriented about it. Like I say, your next card, we're looking at your hearth and your home. We're looking at understanding. It's the King of Cups. Emotional issues, an emotional issue that is sitting here with this card. He's a good guy. He's really, really, really a good guy. This is a man of integrity, and he's very honorable. He's very honest. He's very loyal. Excuse me. He's very sensitive. He's very devoted to family. If this person is in your life, and you know what, here we go with the court card again, it's king, you could identify with this and say, well, those things are all me. That's all me, and that's very possible. So if it's you, if you're a friend, you're loyal for life. Taurus are very much like that. They're very, very loyal. They're very, very devoted. Most of them are. Every time I say anything good about Taurus, there's somebody will comment and they'll go, I knew a Taurus. They were the worst human being I ever met in my life. And that's very possible. But this is what I'm getting from this card. This is almost like a vow or an oath. When this Taurus is your friend, they are there forever. Forever. As long as they're welcomed. Of course, they don't push themselves on anybody. And this card says sometimes we can be, if there's such a thing, we can be too compassionate with other people at the risk of our own selves and our own well-being is what I'm trying to say. Oh, I know people, I've met people like that in my life. They would literally give you the last $5 out of their pocket and leave themselves with nothing. That's at the expense of yourself. You can be compassionate but still remain fair to yourself. And also this compassion can extend to being understanding. Do you know what I mean? Where people may come up to you. They may have this big dramatic issue going on. And you've been kind of aware of it. Let's just say this is just a metaphor. It's just an example. And you've been aware of it and you've been onto it, but you've been quiet. You've been kind of standing back. And then they come to you. And they want you to get on side with them. Here's the problem. You've been watching carefully and trying to keep a low profile because you don't agree with anything. What this issue is about. You don't agree with any of it. Because you haven't said anything, they think you do. So get on my side. Get on this side. You know what you do? You listen very quietly to the person. You let them vent. You let them talk. Whatever. And you just, here's the compassion. You can say, I can completely understand where you're coming from. I do. I get it. But, and this is where you're fair to yourself. You have your own integrity to follow. And you know what? A lot of people get pissed off in situations like that and walk away and won't talk to you again. And if that's what happens, you let them go. You're not obligated to anybody. All right? Nobody, not even in your own family circle, are you obligated to go and support something or somebody when it interferes with your own integrity. At the end of the day, we all stand alone. Therefore, something has to matter to you. Something has to count. Something has to be everlasting and solid. You let your integrity be that thing, really. A little bit of, it's understanding, yeah. A little bit of understanding goes a long way in a case like this. You have to be tactful, right? Not everybody can handle tactful. Not everybody can handle anybody not agreeing with them. There are people out there like that. Boys, oh boys, if everybody doesn't agree with them, they're no good to them. They just kick them to the wayside. You don't agree with me, what do I want you in my life for? Which is not a good way to be, right? That's not a healthy outlook to have at all. But he is a really, really good guy. Is this you? I hope this is you, Taurus. This is very representative of Taurus, even Taurus being the earth and all that stuff. But so remember to take care of yourself when you're taking care of other people. That's a message coming through here for you. There's loyalty at the end of the day. You can disagree. You can, butt heads. But at the end of the day, keeping everything in perspective, you just say there's one subject we can't talk about now. What are we having for supper? And move on. Or dinner. What movie are we watching tonight? And let it go. If you can't agree on something, you just have to respect each other's differences, and that's a big message coming across here. If I said this card is for you to follow your feelings, and no matter what anybody else says to you, or people trying to overwhelm you or waving their finger in your face, just trust that you are on the right path. Trust in that. Go back to the star. She's giving you the hope. All right? So your keywords here are fairness and empathy, sensitivity, loyalty, maturity, and honor. Very, very strong indeed. Honor. Card number 4 we're looking at here is your challenges. And there is some challenges here. And this is about practical things again, which affects, your job, your bank account again. It can go to as far as your mode of transportation. Interrelationships within the office, hierarchy could come into play here as well. But you're looking here at competition of some kind, and I'm feeling it is that practical. It's kind of like a work-related thing more than it is anything else for most of you. And fives, they basically represent some kind of conflict, some kind of unrest. Some of you are going to feel like you're being tested because all of a sudden there's this competition. You could be vying for the same job. Could be 5 of you vying for the same job within the company that you work for, and being tested literally and figuratively. You may think you've bitten off more than you could chew. You had no idea there was going to be this stiff competition, and now you're feeling overwhelmed about it, and you're not so sure anymore. There's a lot of self-doubt that's going on here. You want to stand out. You want to have a gimmick. You want to have something that makes you stand out to the powers that be. So you're going to be looking at the creative end of things. Believe it or not, this is the message coming through with you with this card. And you're going to be saying, what can I do to make myself stand out? What can I do to convince them that they need me for this job? So you're going to be doing some brainstorming there. You don't want to be talked over. You don't want to be ignored. You don't want to meld in with the rest of the competition and just be another suit, right? You want to stand out. You know what you do, and that's what I'm hearing for you, and it's pretty simple. Let your personality shine through. Let your confidence come through. See yourself as already being awarded the job and follow through with that. Confidence is a big thing. And you convince them they have to hire you for that job. And just follow up with that. Let that be your lead in. Communications are going to speed up for you as well. I'm thinking 3rd week of August, maybe half of the 2nd week into August, it's going to pick up. Communications of all forms, in emails, texting, phone calls, meetings, all kinds of things. You're going to get busy. Advice of this card, if and when you can, be more of an observer to what's going on around you, especially in the place of wherever it is that you work or you're employed, or anything under that kind of an atmosphere, right? Because some of you could be older and retired and it wouldn't apply to you at all, but it could be under the umbrella of a different situation, but the same thing. This competitiveness that's going on. I do see an older woman, and she'd have white silvery hair and it's short. There's a little bit of a wave or a curl going on. She's involved in something, and she's very upset. Things were going along just fine, and you were loving what it was that you were doing, because I see you doing something. This could be maybe you've been volunteering or making a little money on the side. You've been quite good at your job, and all of a sudden there's this feeling of unrest, and you're not happy about it. Remember, you got the star, all right? And Taurus, you're very strong. All Taurus are very strong, and they have a quiet determination. A very quiet determination. And they get thinking, boys, oh boys, you can smell the wood burn. But I seen that woman. I don't know who she is. Maybe you're watching and you can identify with that. It's funny because I don't see any outcome there either. I just see somebody worked up. It's a woman and she's worked up. I see you folding clothes. You're folding clothing, and there's all kinds of clothing, and you're neatening things. It's like wherever it is that you're at, it's a public place. Your keywords, and these are your red flags. Posturing is one of them. Don't you do it, and don't keep an eye out for others that may be doing. Basically, somebody pretending to be that something they're not. All right. So posturing could be going on. It's just another word for, putting on airs, misleading people, this kind of a thing. Because of this competition, the egos are going to come into play here. Watch your ego. Don't get caught up in that. Keep your pride about your work. Continue to be proud about your work. There could be some debates. Again, feeling like you're being tested or actually being tested. Opinions. There's not much there in that, though. That's just, it comes into the picture. Opinions, people's opinions. But it's nothing big. Communication overload and ego. Egos. It's more than one. Excuse me. Your next card and your last card, card number 5, and your message from Spirit. At the end of the day, if you can be nothing at all, at least be kind. We all know that meme, don't we? If you can be nothing to people at all, the least you could do is be kind. So when you say there's nothing I can do, be kind to people. Some people go through this life and it's like they've got a curse on them. They don't know what kindness is. They don't know how it is to be treated kindly. They're on that end of it. And it can take one person to extend a smile, a little bit of warmth, a little bit of humanity, to really save somebody's life. And I don't mean imminent death like suicide, but I mean inside people die before they actually die sometimes, the way it is. This card's about love. It's about kindness. It's about softness, warmth, extending gentle energy to some people that need it. Some of you are going to cross into that realm. Again, we're looking at a queen. This could be the you card for you. And you may identify with her, Taurus. This is the wise friend that if you don't have, that we all want to have in our lives. This is somebody that's very good friend. Your go-to person when things get very, very deep and serious and you need somebody to just vent to and talk to and ask for maybe a little bit of advice. This is your go-to person. This is your safety net. You feel safe in the presence of this person, or you could be this person that everybody goes to. That's very, very, very likely for you. This person is a nature lover and a deep love for family and the whole family, the whole institution behind what a family is. This is somebody that can help keep you on the right track, or maybe you're the one that keeps people on the right track. You get them to focus on what needs to be focused on. Or this could work for you as well. You're being encouraged to use your money wisely at this time as well. The card's not saying you're going to go broke, you're going to do anything like that. But just use your money wisely, especially if you're going to be doing charitable stuff with your money. Careful where you put your money. Be very wise where you put your money. Where do you think it belongs? Who needs it the most? Because this is a card of kindness. Maybe you know somebody personally, and that would be the proper thing to do. If you know somebody struggling, if you know somebody that's, going hungry half the month, help them out once a month. Don't talk about it. Just do it. Be kind. Extend some kindness. Leave hope behind. If you have to leave a mark behind you everywhere you go, Let it be one of kindness and hope. Always try to uplift somebody in your day. In the end, it'll uplift you, but that's not why you do it. You do it for no reason at all, than to help somebody and uplift their spirit, to renew their faith in humanity, that there are good people out there, they're kind people, gentle people. You have no idea, do you? We don't. We have no idea the difference we can make in somebody's day. Um, we're looking at here for keywords. Generosity is the first one off the card. And then we have love, help, aid, assisting, money, kindness, and support. And that, my dear Taurus, I'm coming down to the last of the stretch. I'm getting tired. Anyways, if you like this reading, I hope it did. I hope it sang to you. I hope it spoke to you. It's a good reading. Kindness, love, generosity, growth. It's beautiful. But hope overall. Without that, what's the point in anything? Some people dispute that whole word, hope, and what it means. It is what it is. You know, if it makes people feel better, what's so bad about that? Is it disillusionment? No. We all need hope. That's a firm belief of mine. We all have to have hope. Otherwise, we're not going to make it. Not to where we should be. If you'd like a personal reading with me, check down below the video window. Show more section. Read through. Contact me. My email's right there. I'll get a hold of you and get you taken care of as soon as we can. Also, you can find us on Facebook under groups Bay of Fundy Fortunes. It's a closed and private group. You're more than welcome, and a warm welcome to you if you join us there. It's a great, great, relaxing place to be. Also, if anybody else is looking for me, if you don't find me here, you'll find me walking down below, down at the cove, walking along the beach, along the water's edge that bring in the highest tides on the whole planet, the beautiful and the bountiful Bay of Fundy. No matter where you're looking for me, chances are you'll always catch me waiting on the next change of tide. Keep the peace in so you can share that love out, and try to keep it light, and try to enjoy the last month of summer. Remember to have fun. Goodbye for now.